kind of a quick little snap, if I can hold this camera still. And I just wanted to touch base with you guys and let you know that the other night, in the middle of the night, Kate had what I had thought a stroke, sudden stroke in the middle of the night, and lost all mobility in her hindquarters and partially in her front, and so as if her whole right side had had an immediate stroke overnight. And I got her, checked her out, took care of her, and it just wasn't something that was going away. So I called up our vet and took her in the early morning hours. It was still dark, hoping I could get her in and find out if she had had a stroke and what was wrong with her out of the blue. So we did that. And let's check Sara down here.
Sara. Yeah. How you doing, Sara? You've been a really good girl to your sister the past day and two. Checking up on her. Kinda, you're protecting the house now, huh? Protecting our house and protecting your older sister. Really proud of you, Sara. Yeah, Kate suddenly came down with, I thought she'd had a stroke in the middle of the night because I heard all this noise downstairs, and I went down to find out that she couldn't stand. Her hind legs had quit working for her, and she was wobbling around, acting as if she'd had a stroke, which scared the hell out of me. So I got her back in the bedroom. Yeah, scared you too. You didn't know what your sister was doing. So I got her back in the bedroom and comfy and watched her. And I just got so bothered by what I saw, I called the vet and took her into emergency in about 5:30 in the morning. We had to sit out in that cold car for almost two hours before anyone came out to take Kate in for a medical examination to see if she'd had a stroke. So God, I hope we get back to normal and some insanity here this year sometime soon. But you know, I pretty much accepted this as the new normal in this crazy society. Anyway, let's go see how Kate's doing. This is Kate resting on her sleeping pad that I washed this morning. She suddenly came down with an acute vestibular disease of the inner ear, which is common for older dogs, according to the veterinarian manuals. And it's, at first I thought she had a stroke because it mimics a stroke quite closely. And it's something only a vet's examination can rule out, that she didn't have a stroke, but in fact had this sudden attack of vestibular disease, which affects the inner ear of older dogs. She just lost all coordination of her hind quarters and her ability to stand and walk without acting like a drunken sailor. So I was able to put a harness on her and get her up and slowly walk her outside to relieve herself yesterday after we got home from the vet, after showing up there on an emergency call, because I was scared to death she'd had a stroke suddenly. But the doc said that this is something common in older dogs, and it will pass, or it should pass, within a couple of days to 2 weeks with just rest and medication. The vets don't know what causes this. It's commonly seen in older dogs though, and it seems to just fade out disappear, and the dog's back to pretty much normal in a couple days to 2 weeks. Some serious attacks can leave the dog with a cocked head afterwards to the right. So I'm still a bit choked up about it. I've had these girls since they were 9 weeks old and raised them together, and when Kate was at the vet and I was watching Sara at home on my surveillance, Sara was lost. She just sat there and stared at the door for the longest time, expecting us to come back in. But now that we're home, Sara is paying a little more attention to Kate, coming over, checking on her, making sure she's okay, that she's still here. And last night I left Kate in the family room because I didn't want to move her too much, put stress on her. So we went to bed, and I heard in the dark all this scuttling, and Kate didn't want to be left alone. She wanted to come up to where we were and, as always, sleep in our bedroom with us. So I went downstairs and got her, took her outside to see if she'd relieve herself again, and we went outside, tried, and then I had to carry her into the bedroom, put her on her sleeping pad, which she's on now. And when I got up this morning, she was off her pad and sleeping at the foot of the bed. And as I feared, she had relieved herself in her sleep or on her bed, being unable to get up and walk outside. So we got up this morning, I brought her down, dried her off, fed her breakfast, gave her medicine, and washed the sleeping pad and the bed cover, and now I've put it back together, and I've got her on it here in the living room where she can see what's going on with myself and Sara, and hopefully with her medicine that'll help her with her balance and her nausea, which she hasn't shown any nausea, just drunkenness, as I would term it to be, since it was not actually a stroke as I had feared. But she's just relaxing, sleeping a lot, which I think is good, and hopefully she'll be recovering sooner than later, hopefully sooner than 2 weeks, and she'll be back to her happy-go-lucky self, walking around with me, going in and out, and we can maybe put our plans of going on a short RV overnight or something, somewhere close here. But I just wanted to let you guys know, the ones that follow the girls and I, that Kate is doing much better after this overnight scare of her having a possible stroke. But I've had dogs pretty much all my life, off and on, and I've never heard of this vestibular disease. I know there's diseases and physical problems that are pretty much prevalent in specific purebreds, but this one I've never heard of mentioned anywhere. So anywhere, thank God she's okay, and she's seems to be improving. She doesn't seem to be in any pain. She's not whining or whimpering. She's just kind of dealing with it quietly, and I bring her water and bring her food right to her and make sure she's hydrated and eats well. And like I said, Sara comes in every once in a while just to make sure she's okay, also, like a good sister. But right now my main concern is for my girl Katie here. So, you okay, Kate? Yeah, her tail is wagging a little there, so she's improving. So I'm gonna tie this up and just say thank you everyone for hanging on with us in our little dog travel channel here. Please tell your friends if they have dogs or travel solo or anything like that. Check us out. We're young, we're new, we're learning the ropes as we go, and just check us out, and I think you'll get a different aspect on things that you might see dozens of other RVers cover the same issue. But I feel that my nearly 70 years of life experience and travels can put a different outlook on things that maybe younger people or younger adults, say 50 and below, might not have, you know? So, once again, I've made this too long, but like I say, I'm a storyteller, not a news reporter. So, as you can see, I'm gonna grow my beard out again, or like that, most interesting man I've ever met. Well, I could be one of those guys with my background. So, anyway, I'm gonna see how this thing goes. I tried it once and shaved it off because it was a great collector of dog hair on the road traveling in our little RV. But now I know what to expect, so we'll try it again. Okay, well, till the girls and I see you again, happy trails and woof woof.